5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hola, hippies. Paz en el barrio. Buenos dias. I hope you're looking forward to a weekend, courtesy of a union nearby. Oh, if I ran the zoo. Every once in a while, I get into a sort of a pensive mood, you know, and if I want, you know what I mean? And I let my mind wander, and sometimes something will pop up, and maybe like this here. If I were president, and instead of cautiously ducking and covering and hiding from the furious flashing panties of Fox, I would demand the nation confront the overwhelming necessity of taking seriously the challenges of impending, likely, catastrophic climate change, which arguably is the most potentially devastating evolutionary challenge humans have faced in the last 200,000 years or so, outside the possibility of a nuclear extinction. If, as I say, I were president, and I were aware of this impending calamity, even in the periphery of my understandably fragmented attention span, I mean, it is a hard job being president and everything, I'm sure, but if I were the president, like I said, and I had a couple of little kids who hadn't managed to retain their evolutionary gill slits against the rising waters and the surging tides of humanity which will flood from them, and I really wanted to do something to mitigate these horrendous but all too imaginable, all too possible consequences, do you know the one thing I would do without fail? If I were president, knowing what even I know about the power of the bully pulpit, and in the full knowledge that everything I said was going to be reported somewhere, every day, the same day I said it, not everywhere, but a lot of somewheres. If I were the president, that is to say, if I ran the zoo, I'll tell you what I'd do. And it's the simplest thing, too. I'd begin and end every public utterance I made with an appeal, not necessarily heavy-handed or pedantic, for the real inclusion of climactic change in the national conversation. Sir Barry already showed us his pipes. Let's give him the Marvin Gaye chart we're grooving on now as a campaign song. You know, he could kill it. I mean, seriously, think about it. If he placed everything he said, from a prayer breakfast, what the fuck is that about, to a press conference, to presidential greetings, to visiting dignitaries, in the context of some suggestion of the gravity of this situation, it could turn the whole conversation around. Yes, it would evoke torrents of mockery, but so what? It's not like he's not used to that sort of thing. It could draw public attention to the subject. There is no such thing as bad publicity, as you will recall. The climate crisis needs all the attention we can pay to it. If he were anybody but good Sir Barry the Pale and Ronald Reagan's foster son, but he runs the zoo too. Boo-hoo. Well, anyway, watch when the beach gets to the other side of the highway, hippies. Pause.